Hello again, this is tutorial number 9 part 3 on the introduction to pattern recognition in biology. In this tutorial we are going to continue what we've started. In the beginning we'll start by importing regular expressions, then pass a DNA sequence like what we've always been doing. So this block of code will do that. In this part I'm going to address how to try to find passable parts of sequences that are important for your primer design. Well, this is not intended for primer design, but it is important for you to understand how you approach designing primers. So my search query here is this DNA sequence, and I'm going to search for that DNA sequence in the main DNA sequence that I have. In order to find location of a passable region of interest, you've got to search for the beginning and the end of that particular region of interest. To do so, you need to have a variable. Let's say x is your variable, and in that variable you assign the regular expression to it. So you could say read.search, then the pattern that you are interested in. So if you have a look, we have AGT followed by plus sign here, and a triple or a triplet at the end followed by a plus sign as well. In between we have 18 nucleotides, which is N nucleotide. First, let's see what this will return for us. It matches this sequence here. Although it tells us the location here, but we cannot use that span easily. In order for you to be able to use it, what you've got to do is to write down x.start to get the start and x.end to get the end. So you could also put this in a print statement saying print x.start to x.end. So this gives us the location of the beginning at the end. So how can you use this one? This is just like the other one. Well, obviously you can have your own DNA sequence. Now you know the location, and say bring me this one to this region. So now this is the region that you can use it in any other algorithm or function. Sometimes you would like to design a kind of a primer that is called universal primer. So if you want to have a universal primer, you have to omit these plus signs. For this one you need to have a for loop and use another method that is called finditer. My search query is the same as the one that I used before, however I omitted the plus signs. So x is equal finditer, and your search query, which is this one, in the DNA sequence that you have. Now when you print out x, you will be returned with this line, which doesn't mean anything for you at the moment, but you can use it. How can we use this one? In order for you to be able to use this, you've got to have a for loop. So how can you use a for loop for this? You say for I in x. Now you can use the beginning and the end of each of those returned characters. Print I.start, the same as what we did before, to I.end. This tells us the beginning of the first sequence or region of interest is this one, and the end is this one, and the same goes for the others. If you'd like to print out these regions, you can do so by doing the algorithm that what we did before, this way for all of them, and you'll be returned with the DNA sequence. However, it's better for you if you'd like to get the sequences alone to use findall. Now, if you'd like to see them, it will return a list of all of the possible outcomes. So these are the 3 possible primers for you to be used in your cloning experiment or any other experiments in the lab. In the next tutorial, I'm going to go through restriction double digests and finding out runs from consensus sequences. I hope you enjoyed this one, and thank you for joining me here.